Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today we're going to be talking about something that's
Yeah.
really interesting, and that is ChatGPT and how it's going to be used for productivity in 2025.
That's right.
So this is kind of a futuristic look at this technology that a lot of people are talking about right now.
It is.
So we're kind of like time travelers,
Yeah.
in a way,
I'm proud.
but through ideas instead of a time machine.
And you know what's so interesting to me is that
Yeah.
we often think of AI as being for creative purposes,
Right.
like, writing poems or creating music
Right.
or making images.
Yeah.
But in 2025, people are really looking at it as a way to really streamline productivity.
That's right, and that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah.
So the source for this deep dive is a Portuguese blog post that was published on January 1st, 2025.
Wow, so futuristic.
I know, right?
Ah,
Talk about starting the year off, right? So the title of this blog post is 5 Foolproof Strategies with ChatGPT for Mastering 2025 with Efficiency.
that's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful, but I think it's a really interesting concept.
Yeah.
So we're going to be breaking down these 5 strategies and really kind of like looking at them in detail.
Yeah, let's see if they really are foolproof.
Right, exactly. And how people can actually use them.
Because I think we could all use a little boost in productivity, especially after the holidays.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's dive into the first strategy, which is strategic daily planning.
Okay.
So the blog post kind of presents ChatGPT as like your personal productivity guru.
Interesting.
So it's not just about like making a to-do list,
Right.
but it's about using ChatGPT to actually help you structure your day and prioritize your tasks.
Yeah, it's taking all of your priorities and your available time
Right.
and then crafting an agenda that makes sense.
Right, so it's like having a hyper-organized personal assistant who also knows how to prioritize. That's a good way to put it. I mean, I can make a to-do list, but sticking to it is another story.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious, like, does the blog post talk about how well this actually works?
Yeah, well, the author gives some specific examples of prompts that you can use.
Oh, cool.
And this is really neat because you could literally say to ChatGPT in Portuguese, cry, cronograma diario com base em minhas prioridades e tempo disponível.
Wow. So you're speaking Portuguese to the AI now.
That's right.
That's impressive.
It can handle it.
But what does that mean in English?
So that means create a daily schedule based on my priorities and available time.
Okay, so it makes a schedule. But does that make people actually stick to it?
Right.
Where's the magic in that?
Well, I think the magic might be in the psychology of it all.
Okay.
There's actually research that shows that having a really structured plan visually reduces what's called cognitive load.
Oh, okay.
And that's basically that feeling of being overwhelmed.
Uh-huh.
So just by having ChatGPT lay everything out for you, it might ease that mental pressure and make you more likely to follow through.
So it's not just the schedule itself.
Right.
It's how it affects our brains.
Exactly.
Clever.
And you can even take it a step further.
Yeah.
Imagine starting each week and asking ChatGPT in Portuguese, elabore uma lista de tarefas dividida por orden de importancia para minha semana.
Okay, so more Portuguese.
More Portuguese.
What does that one mean?
So that means make a task list divided by order of importance for my week.
So it's not just daily planning.
Right.
It's weekly planning, too.
It is.
But hold on. Does it account for things that pop up like, what if my cat decides to stage a protest on top of my keyboard?
Well, that's where I think the strategic part comes in.
Yeah.
It's not about creating a rigid, unbreakable schedule.
Right.
It's about having a framework that you can adjust as needed.
Right.
And who knows, maybe ChatGPT will evolve to factor in cat protests in the future.
I'd love to see that prompt.
Yeah.
Okay, so strategic daily planning with ChatGPT. It's not just about the list. It's about reducing that mental overwhelm
Yes,
and giving us a roadmap to actually follow.
that's right.
Okay, what's the second strategy?
So the second strategy is all about automating repetitive tasks.
Ooh, now this sounds interesting.
Yeah, so basically we're talking about handing over the stuff that drains your energy to ChatGPT.
Like what kind of tasks are we talking about?
So think about your workday,
Okay.
answering emails,
Yeah.
writing reports,
Right.
maybe even reviewing documents. These are all tasks that often follow a pretty set structure.
Right, you're not reinventing the wheel each time.
Exactly, but they take up so much time.
They do.
And that's where ChatGPT can really step in.
Okay.
So the blog post author suggests using specific prompts like escreva a modelo de email formal para responder uma solicitação de orçamento.
Okay, so more Portuguese.
More Portuguese, yes.
What does that mean?
That translates to Write a formal email template to respond to a budget request.
So instead of me spending like an hour crafting that perfect email, I
Yeah.
have a starting point ready to go.
Exactly. That's amazing.
Or imagine this one.
Cry. Resumo detallado dos puntos discutidos en una reunión corporativa.
Okay, another mouthful.
It is, but this is a good one.
What does that mean?
So that means create a detailed summary of the points discussed in a corporate meeting.
Ooh, that would save me so much time after those marathon meetings.
Right.
But here's my question.
Yeah.
If we're not doing these tasks ourselves, are we losing valuable skills?
You know, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
It's a balance, right?
Right.
We don't want to become completely reliant on AI.
Right.
But think of it this way, by freeing up mental bandwidth from those repetitive tasks.
Okay.
You have more energy for the things that require your unique skills.
Okay.
Things like strategic thinking, creative problem solving.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So it's like if I'm constantly bogged down by emails,
Yeah.
I don't have the mental space to come up with that brilliant idea for that new project. Yeah. It's about working smarter, not harder.
That's it.
Okay, so automation for the win,
Yes.
but with a mindful approach.
Exactly.
Okay, so what's next on this productivity journey?
All right, so this next strategy actually ties in perfectly with what we've just been discussing.
Okay.
It's all about time management with proven methods.
Okay.
So, you know those classic techniques that we all know about, but maybe we struggle to implement them consistently?
Oh, you're talking about things like the Pomodoro technique.
Yes.
Or time blocking.
Exactly.
I've tried those, but I always end up falling off the wagon.
I hear you. The discipline part is definitely the hardest.
It is.
But here's where ChatGPT can become your personal productivity coach.
Oh.
So imagine prompting ChatGPT with something like, elabor cronograma de trabalho baseado na técnica Pomodoro con pausas definidas.
More Portuguese.
More Portuguese.
I'm going to need a translation for that one.
That's create a work schedule based on the Pomodoro technique with defined breaks.
Wait. So instead of me trying to remember when to take a break, ChatGPT becomes my Pomodoro timer.
That's right.
Oh, that's kind of brilliant.
It takes all the guesswork out of it.
Yeah.
Or you could ask it to organize minha semana usando matriz de Eisenhower para priorizar tarefas urgentes.
Okay, what does that one mean?
Organize my week using the Eisenhower matrix to prioritize urgent tasks.
Okay, now I'm seeing how all of these strategies are kind of starting to connect.
Yeah.
Like ChatGPT isn't just doing the task for us, it's helping us build better habits.
Yes.
And systems for getting things done.
Exactly. It's like having a personalized guide to help you apply these methods in a way that fits your specific workflow and goals.
And that personalized touch is key because you know what works for one person might not work for another.
Exactly.
This is blowing my mind.
I know.
We've gone from simple to-do lists to AI-powered productivity coaching in just 3 strategies.
It's pretty amazing.
What else does this blog post have in store for us?
Okay, so in the age of information overload, I think this next strategy is a lifesaver.
Okay.
It's all about organizing information and records.
Oh, yes.
I feel like I'm drowning in notes and documents and just random ideas scribbled on napkins. Don't worry, ChatGPT to the rescue.
Help.
So imagine never losing track of a crucial piece of information again.
Okay.
This strategy is all about leveraging ChatGPT's ability to organize notes, create structured summaries, and even generate detailed action plans.
Wait, hold on. How does it do that? I mean, does it magically understand my messy notes?
Well, it's all about using the right prompts and feeding it the information in a way that it can process.
Okay.
So, for example, you could say, organize estas anotaciones en tópicos estructurados y cronológicos.
More Portuguese?
I know I'm on a roll.
You are?
So that means organize these notes into structured and chronological topics.
Okay, so I'm still doing some of the work.
Yes.
But ChatGPT is helping me, make sense of it all.
Exactly. It's a collaboration. Or think about this for complex projects. Cree plano de acción detallado para ejecución de proyecto corporativo.
What does that one mean?
That means create a detailed action plan for the execution of a corporate project.
So it's not just notes. It can handle whole projects. This is getting really powerful.
It transforms that chaos into clarity.
Yeah.
No more frantically searching for that one document or trying to decipher your scribbled notes.
Right.
And that can be a huge time saver.
Okay, so we've got strategic planning, task automation,
Yes.
time management techniques,
Uh-huh.
and now information organization.
That's right.
This is a complete productivity makeover.
It is.
What's the final strategy?
Okay, so this one is perhaps the most intriguing.
Okay.
It's all about boosting creativity and decision-making.
Right.
And this is where we really move beyond simply managing our time
Okay.
and start thinking about how we can use ChatGPT to unlock new levels of innovation.
Whoa, hold on. I thought AI was good at, like, logic and numbers, not the fuzzy stuff like creativity.
Right. It's a common misconception.
Yeah.
But think about it. ChatGPT has access to this massive amount of information.
Right.
And it can process it in ways that we can't even imagine. That makes it a really powerful tool for brainstorming, developing original solutions, and even analyzing options for strategic decision-making.
Okay, I'm intrigued, but how does this actually work in practice?
So the blog post author suggests some really interesting prompts.
Okay.
For example, imagine asking ChatGPT, "J'ai 10 ideas creativas para campañas de marketing digital que destaquen diferenciais do produto."
Okay, more Portuguese.
Yes, more Portuguese. And that one means generate 10 creative ideas for digital marketing campaigns that highlight product differentials.
So instead of me staring at a blank page,
Right.
ChatGPT is giving me like a jumping off point for brainstorming.
Yes. Right. Or consider this prompt. Liste os prós e contras de implementar novo sistema de gestão em uma pequena empresa.
Okay, and that one means?
That's list the pros and cons of implementing a new management system in a small business.
Ah, so it can help with decision making by laying out the potential consequences.
Yeah.
That could be really useful for like those tough choices.
Yeah.
Where you just feel stuck.
Exactly. It's like having a brainstorming partner who can offer fresh perspectives and help you overcome those mental blocks that stifle creativity.
Wow, this is amazing.
It is?
We've gone from simple to-do lists to AI-powered brainstorming partners.
I know, it's pretty remarkable.
My head is spinning.
Mine too.
This blog post is giving us a glimpse into a future where AI isn't just about automation. It's about like augmenting our own capabilities.
Yes.
And unlocking our creative potential.
I love that.
This is just the beginning.
It is.
I can't wait to dig deeper into each of these strategies and see how they might work in real life.
Me too.
Stay with us as we continue our deep dive into the world of ChatGPT for productivity in 2025.
This is going to be good.
It's going to be good.
You know what's interesting to me is how applicable these strategies are, like across different fields.
Yeah, it's not just for like techies or entrepreneurs, right?
Right.
You can see how like students, artists, even busy parents could use these ideas.
Absolutely. Whether you're writing a dissertation or planning a family vacation or even managing a team, the underlying principles are the same. Yeah. It's all about leveraging AI to clarify your goals, break them down into manageable steps, and then free up your mental space for the things that require that unique human touch.
Right. It's like ChatGPT becomes this universal translator between our like messy human brains and the world of getting things done.
I like that.
But I do have a concern.
Okay.
The blog post keeps calling these strategies foolproof. But I'm a little skeptical. Is it really that simple?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
The technology is definitely impressive.
Yeah.
But there are always limitations.
Right.
For example, the success of these strategies really hinges on how well you use prompts.
Prompts, you mean like those examples we were talking about earlier?
Exactly. Prompt engineering is becoming a really crucial skill.
Why?
It's about learning how to communicate with AI in a way that elicits the best results.
Okay.
So a poorly worded prompt might lead to a generic response that's not really helpful.
Right.
But a well-crafted prompt can really unlock ChatGPT's true potential.
So it's not just about having the tool.
Right.
It's about knowing how to use it effectively.
Exactly.
That makes sense. But even with perfect prompts,
yeah,
I wonder about bias.
Uh-huh.
ChatGPT is trained on this massive data set of text, right?
It is.
Doesn't that mean it could inherit some of the biases that exist in that data?
That's a valid concern, and it's something that researchers are actively working on.
Okay.
It's important to be aware of these potential biases and to really critically evaluate the information that ChatGPT provides.
So it's a tool, not an oracle.
Exactly.
Okay, so we can't just blindly accept everything it spits out.
Right.
We still need to use our own judgment
Yeah.
and critical thinking skills.
Absolutely.
But let's go back to those strategies for a second.
Okay.
I'm particularly fascinated by the idea of using ChatGPT for boosting creativity and decision-making. Seems counterintuitive. Like, AI should be better at logic than coming up with new ideas.
Right. It's fascinating how AI can be both analytical and creative.
Yeah.
The blog post author touches on this by highlighting how ChatGPT can help us overcome those mental blocks that we often face that stifle creativity.
Right.
So imagine you're stuck on a problem or feeling uninspired.
Yeah.
ChatGPT can provide that fresh perspective,
Okay.
offer alternative solutions,
Yeah.
generate ideas that you might not have considered otherwise.
So it's like a brainstorming buddy.
Yes.
Who's always up for a good idea session.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
But isn't there a risk that we become too reliant on AI for creativity? Like, what happens to our own imaginations if we're constantly outsourcing that idea generation process?
That's a great question. And it's all about finding the right balance.
Okay.
AI can be a powerful tool for sparking inspiration and overcoming those creative hurdles, but it's crucial that we don't let it replace our own creative thinking.
Okay.
Think of it as a collaboration.
Okay.
ChatGPT can provide that initial spark, but it's up to us to nurture those ideas, shape them, and make them our own.
I like that analogy of a spark.
Yeah.
AI can ignite the flame, but we're the ones who kind of keep it burning.
Exactly.
And this brings up another point.
Okay.
We've been talking about like individual productivity, but I'm curious about how these strategies might play out on a team level.
That's a great point. Imagine a team using ChatGPT to collaborate on brainstorming sessions or generating project ideas or even just streamlining communication.
Yeah.
It could potentially break down silos and foster more efficient workflows.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Like ChatGPT becomes a central hub for like ideation and information sharing.
Exactly.
But then maybe I'm being too cynical here.
Okay.
Wouldn't that also create new challenges? Like who controls the AI?
Right.
Who gets to decide what prompts to use and how to interpret the results?
Those are really important questions, and it highlights the need for clear guidelines and ethical considerations as we integrate AI into team dynamics.
Right. It's not just about the technology itself. It's about how we use it responsibly.
Yes.
And ensure that it benefits everyone involved.
Absolutely.
This is getting deep.
It is.
I'm also curious about the long-term implications.
Okay.
This blog post is from 2025. But I imagine things will evolve even further in the years to come.
Absolutely. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
AI is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And the potential applications for productivity are limitless. We might even see ChatGPT become even more integrated into our workflows.
Okay.
Anticipating our needs. Proactively offering solutions before we even know we need them.
Whoa, that sounds both exciting and a little scary.
I know, right?
But I guess that's the nature of technological progress, right?
It is.
It's this constant dance between pushing the boundaries of what's possible and ensuring that those advancements serve humanity in a positive way.
Exactly. And it's a dance that we need to participate in actively.
Right.
We can't just sit back and let technology happen to us.
Yeah.
We need to engage with it critically. Shape its development,
right,
and ensure that it aligns with our values.
This is why I love these deep dives.
Thank you.
We're not just talking about some cool new tech gadget.
Right.
We're exploring the bigger picture, like how AI is changing the way we work, think, and even interact with each other.
Absolutely.
It's mind-blowing.
It is.
And it's just the beginning.
It is.
But for now, let's bring it back to our listeners.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground today. From like specific strategies to broader societal implications. But what does it all mean for you, dear listener? So we've talked about all these different ways ChatGPT can help, plan your day, automate tasks, even boost your creativity. But I'm curious, like for you, what really stood out? Like what's that one thing you're thinking, ooh, I got to try that first?
It's funny. What really gets me is how this stuff connects to the bigger picture. It's not just about checking off more boxes, but like, are we doing things that get us closer to what we really want? Whether that's, I don't know, starting that business, finishing that art project, or just feeling less stressed.
Yeah, that's what I was picking up on too. Like the blog post author kind of hints at that, like ChatGPT can help us make choices that actually fit with our like long-term vision, not just the urgent stuff.
Exactly. Like picture this, you want to write a book, right? But life gets in the way, emails, errands, all that. ChatGPT could be the thing that carves out that writing time, organizes your research, even helps when you hit that writer's block.
It's like a super-powered assistant A&D, a motivational coach, all in one. But let's be real, some folks are going to hear this and be like, nah, that's too space age for me. I'm good with my pen and paper. What would you say to those people?
Totally get it. New tech can be overwhelming, especially for something as personal as how we get things done. But it's not about ditching what works, it's finding ways to make it even better.
Hmm.
Love that paper planner. Awesome. Maybe ChatGPT helps you brainstorm those big goals that then go into the planner.
Ooh, I like that, a combo approach. Best of both worlds. You know what else strikes me? This isn't just work stuff. Think about using this for vacation planning, organizing recipes, even learning something new.
Exactly. And that's what Esteves Jr., the author, leaves us with. He asks, how might you use ChatGPT to not just manage your time, but unlock those new levels of creativity and innovation in work or our personal life?
So listeners, we're tossing that question right back at you, A. How will you use this to shape your future? This is just the start of the conversation, and we can't wait to see what you all do with it.
Because remember, the future's not something that just happens, right? It's something we make. Tools like this, they give us power to design the lives we want, work we love, the world we want to be in. It's exciting, it's a challenge, but it's up to us to make it real.
And that, my friends, is a wrap on our deep dive into ChatGPT for productivity in 2025. Hope you enjoy exploring all this with us, and we'll catch you back here soon for another deep dive into the world of knowledge and information. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving.